Yeah.
Weezy out
G. Back home smoking legal. I got more slaps than the Beatles. Foreign shit.
It's all broken.
Dog. Playing with my name, this shit is lethal.
This is not working.
You see what? Don Corleone. Trust me, at the top it isn't lonely.
This is cancelling the statement due to a statement timeout.
You're seeing errors.
I am seeing errors.
So what's happened?
Some of the team are trying to source influences, and for some reason the database is taking too long and some error is occurring.
Exactly what are you working here?
So I have a few things. One of them is to allow us to send gifting codes to influencers for Shopify stores. And this other one I have on the side is how we can build our own influencer database based on all the influencers we've ever worked with, by aggregating how quick they respond, how much revenue they made, like all these first party stats that no one else will have.
Bro, this is so technical.
Yeah, it's kind of my job.
Yeah, no,
Company evaluations are based on what's in your database, so
yeah.
it's the
How many things will be in the database?
hundreds of thousands of rows.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we have let me show you how many influences.
In the grand scheme of databases, that's
It's not massive.
That's pretty standard for a
Yeah.
database. Nathan, you ever built a database?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay.
So yeah, introduce yourself.
I am Nathan Banji. I am a founding engineer at Tano.
I feel like this is Drive to Survive.
It does feel like Drive to Survive. This is not my usual working day doing this.
So yeah, what do you do?
What do? I help make AI agents that converse with influencers on behalf of brands to strike up a deal, get paid content, get sort of affiliate programs running, making sure that we can collaborate with influencers basically on behalf of brands. So instead of using a traditional team of humans to do all this work like an agency would, instead we're replacing that with AI agents.
Who is the best software engineer in the team? People want
Not Saga.
Not Saga when he's not here.
Yeah, he's not here. There we go.
Out of you two, who's the best?
Neil. Oh, great. We both said each other.
Do you mean
Excellent.
that?
No, you hung up.
Do you mean that then, Neil?
I'm working right now.
Who's the best software engineer?
It's hard to say, but Claude Fable.
This is someone's application for a job, I think.
Oh, nice.
Fair play. Hi, Will. I've worked with many influencers and UGC creators, including Cara King, and almost Calfrazi in the Sidemen as an ex-founder. Social media marketing experience from 2 fintech unicorns, current and Clio. I've scaled my personal YouTube channel to 18k subs. We're a long way behind that. I advise startups on their organic growth strategies. Bloody hell. Like this letter, I've got big ideas. That's brilliant.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm one of the co-founders at Tano. We founded Tano about 16 months ago now to try and solve the problem of incredibly inefficient and highly manual influencer campaigns. Our long-term vision is to solve all manual marketing work for every company in the world, and our wedge into this is influencer marketing. At the moment, our biggest problem is not bringing on new clients, it's making sure that we can serve them in the best way possible. We have loads of exciting companies who want to work with us, and it's our job to make sure that when they do work with us, we give them the best results we can.
Fair play.
And we're hiring, aren't we?
We are hiring.
What roles are we hiring for?
An influencer exec role, which is just perfect.
Guys better show respect if they see man pulling up in a TT. Guys better show respect if they see man filling up in BP.
SpaceX's stock.
What happened?
It's reached 224 per share. I think it started out at 135, so significant increase.
How much did you make?
£275.
That's not that bad.
Why are you upset?
Because he's like, oh, it could have gone higher.
Yeah, well that's why you
Yeah.
put one of those like sell auto sell things on.
How is it so high? I don't get it.
Do you think Elon Musk will get to Mars?
Him personally?
No. Do you think SpaceX in his lifetime?
I think so.
Yeah.
If SpaceX in his lifetime didn't get to Mars, Jesus Christ, that would be a failure and a half.
You know, on his last year on Earth or whenever that is for him, he'll probably be like, fuck it, I'll just go on the rocket myself.
Yeah.
I think he'd probably be like, you know what, I'll give it a good run.
But he started with software, didn't he? With like PayPal. So this could be your
a lot. You know, actually, there's a lot of aerospace companies where their founders started with software. So like SpaceX, Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin. There was this guy called Ben Skoll. He founded a startup called Boom Aerospace. They're basically building supersonic planes for commercial travel. He actually sold his software company, I believe, to Groupon, like the voucher company. So it's quite
The common theme there is getting enough capital from the other startups that you can start the really cool one.
Yeah, but that's what he's doing. He's at the building the software company point of that.
And you think he's going to go off and build the aerospace company as well?
Yeah. That's what.
You know what I find interesting? I think it's like, if you look at all the people who've done the most ambitious startups or the most crazy ones, tend to have had something before, because no one will fund you if you have a ludicrous idea. So you have to do something that's within the realms of possibility, and then you use your own money to fund the crazy one. It's like Sam Altman. His first startup was not OpenAI, and he did some other stuff before that, but then I guess his learnings and success from the other stuff helped him go to OpenAI. The biggest challenges that I face, I guess there's two parts of that. It's like, one is building this product and system is super challenging, primarily because we have two non-deterministic systems together. One is the agents and two is the actual real people on the other side. So there's a long tail of edge cases that we need to build for, and ultimately if we want to automate the system entirely, we've got to make sure we solve all of them. No, it's for short-suited sourcing. Yeah.
Could you explain what's happened to it?
One of the queries is really slow.
So it's a query?
It's an instruction you send to the database to give you some data, and the way you ask for the instruction, it could be that it's very complicated or needs to go through a lot of data, so it takes a very long time to return, and then instead of actually returning, it just fails because we do not let the database run for, like, say, longer than a minute. So any query that takes longer than a minute hits a timeout, which basically means your time is up and you are failing now because you did not give us results in time. Yeah, the shape of the role has changed a lot because of AI. Because 2 years ago, I used to handwrite most of my code and, well, tab autocomplete whenever, because like we had Copilot, which was like not like the agent era now, but just like a more helpful thing that would help you write code, but it wouldn't write everything for you. But yeah, things have changed a lot now. Like, I never write code anymore. It's crazy. So it's more about me just judging a plan and reviewing more PRs. It's funny how a lot of software engineers used to hate reviewing PRs, and now that's effectively the job, or like a big part of the job. This is interesting. I always enjoyed it, so for me it's different.
So Nathan?
SpaceX is back below my limit. That's why you put limit orders.
Right now, could you like explain to me, an absolute dummy, what's happening and how you fix it?
When you query a database, if it takes ages, that causes problems because it slows everything down, basically, right? So like you can't have like tons of queries that take forever. The reason that they have timeouts is to prevent this massive backlog of queries hitting a database that just take forever and are just locking it all up. Because for certain things the database does, it needs to put a lock in the database to do that thing and to be able to like read the data at a certain point in time, which means that it's actually slowing down everything else that's happening. If you had a ton of those things, it would just bring the database to a halt.
My mum told me to make a wish. I made a wish to get money. Now I'm in a club drinking like a fish, definitely eating like a piranha. Forget beef, I leave that to the farmer. I put money on your head like a barber.
It's only reels and
Is it fair to assume some views on stories?
Yeah, the only issue is if they're not sharing the link in the story.
What would you say then? Because obviously you're kind of very much this sort of like new type of marketer. What would you say today are the keys to marketing?
Being really clear on where your audience is and who can speak to them in the most compelling way. And I think that's where like creators is such an amazing channel to be able to sell products through, but you've got to be working with the right ones. You got to be right in front of your kind of consumer and really be where they are with the right messaging, right place, right time. And I think that piece of like bringing everything together, having the correct messaging, speaking like through the correct creator, making sure it's authentic to them, tying that all together is really key to actually driving sales, supporting growth.
Well, what's going on here?
We're trying to do some better reporting for our customers and dive into all the different costs that are associated with running an influencer channel, and then pump out what's called a CAC, customer acquisition cost, and CPM, cost per milli, to actually try and understand how well these campaigns are performing.
Because we want to be better than Meta.
Yes.
We want lower CPMs than Meta pays.
Yeah. So like one of the biggest issues there's two big issues in influencer marketing. One is there's loads of friction. It's really hard to do anything. And number two, there's really bad measurement. And that's exactly what Meta has. They have no friction or limited friction and incredible measurement. So if you can solve both of those, then you can make it into a programmatic marketing channel, which is like the holy grail.
Mm.
Yeah.
So Meta are the champs at this.
Meta, yeah. Go and look up Mark Zuckerberg's yacht, and you'll see why they are so good at this.
You say his yacht?
Yeah, have you seen it? Oh, so the day he fired like 20% of Meta employees, I think in Seattle, his yacht came into Seattle. It's like the worst optics in the world.
So on a macro level, if you think about the advertising world, currently only about 5% of total global marketing budgets are deployed against content creators, yet content creators receive about 80% of all consumer attention. So there's this massive dislocation here. They receive 80% of views, but they only get 5% budgets. So why is that? Well, the reason is because it's so hard to do and it's so hard to scale. And that's the challenge that we have at Tano, is to solve that dislocation through agentic AI. And if we do that, and we get influencer marketing spend from 5% to let's say 20%, that unlocks about $100 billion of spend going to this industry. And of course, we want to capture as much of that as we can.
You love coffee.
I do.
Most coffees, yeah.
Yeah. It's my B-Tech iced coffee.
Nice.
Yeah. There's nothing much else that goes in it apart from like the granules and milk. Give it a stir and it's all good.
Breakfast of champions.
Literally.
Nathan, to someone that's a complete beginner at coding, right, like me, what would you say is the first thing I should do to become, to start my journey to becoming you?
I don't think there's a definitive answer to this, but I think Harvard have an online YouTube video. I think it's CS50. Is that what it is, Neil?
Sorry, what?
Is it Harvard that have CS50?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I would watch that. If that was the very first complete beginner thing that you were going to do, I think it might be like 9 hours long. I'll have to check. Obviously, you can watch it in stages, but probably that video.
And if I watch that, do I genuinely, from there, understand the fundamentals?
It's definitely a good starting point. It's not like, I mean, I did a degree in it, so you never, and even then you still learn more of the fundamentals. Neil, did you do a degree in computer science?
Mathematics and computing, close enough.
Yeah, and would you say that you understood all of the fundamentals of computing by the end of your degree?
No, not everything for sure. There was a lot. I
Do you
skipped
think
over.
you do now?
No, still no.
Okay, that's interesting.
Like, there's so much to computing that if you were to sit there and say that you understood all of the fundamentals of computing, you're probably lying, or a very well-learned academic. Because if you've ever he didn't take computer science at university, so.
I'm just doing this unprofessionally. Yeah. I'm an unprofessional engineer, so.
He's got 0 qualifications for this.
Yo, check 1, check 2. Wanna rob me? Hold tight you. Open a boot. Whack man up, go home. Play Xbox, drink Thai food. Bare waist man wanna diss my tune.
Now tell me a bit more about how software engineering has changed basically in the past period of time.
Yeah, so I mean, if I look back, it's been maybe a year and a half. Initially, you know, traditional software engineering, you've got agile teams, you're working together, you're all writing the code yourself, there's no help. Your IDE might give you some like autocomplete, so when you're typing, you get like a type ahead to say, like it might know the function name that you're about to call, it might know roughly the lines of code that you're about to write, but there's nothing there that's like, it's writing the code for you. It's very much predicting based on the rest of your code what you might be about to type, or based on what everyone else does when they're writing these functions, what the next kind of thing they're going to do is. Because for certain things, like let's just say you were trying to find an element in an array in TypeScript, there are certain functions basically. So if you've got an array, find would be one of them, or you know, slice. These are things that it could autocomplete and give you options in a drop down that you might hit and select as like a thing that you're about to do. What happened was the first thing that we got was GitHub Copilot / Cursor, where suddenly the autocomplete would be a lot smarter, to the point where it's not just a line of code, it might be multiple lines of code that is predicting that you're about to write, and you could start hitting tab on your keyboard. So it's no longer just like you're handwriting all this code, it's suddenly, okay, we're now hitting tab, there's a lot less effort that's having to go into actually thinking about these lines of codes, it's now being generated. To suddenly this huge paradigm shift when Boris Cherny at Anthropic made an internal tool. It wasn't even meant to be released to the general public originally. It was just a tool that he was using internally to write code, and that was Claude Code. And obviously what we know today is where you can prompt Claude Code and it will take on long horizon tasks, you know, multiple hours, and deliver pieces of code that in their entirety, basically, entire features. So we've gone from handcrafting everything to suddenly we kind of are just the architects. There's still a lot of thinking that needs to go into what you're designing, because at the end of the day, these things are still just very, very smart next word predictors. That's all they're doing. It's effectively like autocorrects or like, yeah, on steroids, basically. It's not actually intelligent. It's trained on lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of data, and that's how the intelligence gets in. And the more data it's trained on, the smarter it is, and that's something that we've seen, which you can see with Opus and Fable. It's quite clear that Fable is trained on a much larger data set when you ask it questions, a model that's now been pulled back, taken away by the US government because they can't get along with Anthropic, so that's fun. But at the end of the day, these things are very smart, but they're not actually inherently intelligent. So we still need to place a lot of our thinking, a lot of our engineering knowledge behind the way in which we go about these things. That doesn't mean we're sat there writing these lines of code anymore, but the general principles and the ideas that we're putting into it align, and making sure that when we review that code, it looks like something that we would have written ourselves. If we can't understand it, it's no good to us. So, but it's truly changed. We're on a completely different trajectory to where we were about 2 years ago.
Never mind. Thank you very much for watching this Tano video. I hope you enjoyed and you learned a lot about software engineering and how to build a startup. Subscribe, like, and yeah, follow along for more.